Why are Nigerians leaving the country? What is happening? What exactly is going on? Let's find out today. Welcome to the show, the Double AK podcast. It's your host, Toya Erasenara, your boy, and I'm bringing you all the news, all the life and society and culture from an immigrant perspective of someone who has lived outside the country, outside the continent of Africa, outside of Nigeria, who has lived abroad and who has seen things from both sides of the pond, and will give you all the information from an immigrant perspective of someone who sees clearly. Okay, so we're talking about the mass Nigerian immigration. So let me break down the concept to you, first of all, so you can have an idea of what's happening. Many skilled workers, right now, doctors are leaving the country in droves. Right now, it's very commonplace for a new medical school graduate to get his certification, get her certification, and immediately head off to the United Kingdom, to United States, to Canada, to New Zealand, wherever opportunities are available. One, it makes sense because, there are better, higher paying jobs, better jobs, more security, more certainty of the country and everything around that. And this is not a problem or an event that is exclusive to the medical field at all. It actually is quite spread out, with the United Kingdom leaving Brexit, rather exiting with Brexit, leaving the European Union and everything that's happened with that. There has been an increase in demand for skilled laborers, skilled workers in all these countries, especially the United Kingdom, and which means they've opened their borders more. And of course, places like Canada have these policies in place that have let people to come in as skilled workers. United States, since Trump came in as president, back in what year was that? 2016? When he came in, there was a lot of commotion. And sad to say this, but Trump closed a lot of doors for immigrants, which meant many of those who were immigrating to America were stranded, had to go back, or found other countries where they could go to. So I will put America lower on the rung of immigration too now, and it was back in 2015. So, that's what's happening. So many skilled laborers are leaving the country. And, when you see a problem, I always look at it like that's a beautiful opportunity. You see, many skilled workers are leaving the country. I'll say that again. Many skilled workers are leaving the country. What does that mean? Have you ever watched Home Alone? You might know where I'm going right now. The situation where the parents, they left the boy in the house for Christmas by mistake, and the burglars tried to rob the house, but they didn't know the boy was there, and then the boy set traps for them all day long until they got caught by the police. That's the story of Home Alone. Well, not too different here. Many skilled workers are moving away, which gives an opportunity in ground for newer skilled labor to take its place. Now, you see where I'm coming from? It simply means that, hey, if there are people exiting higher positions in society of employment, that means there are new spaces created for new people to take those positions. And it makes me wonder, because I really don't hear about these openings. I'm like, who controls the whole process? Who is in charge? Like, if they lose a chief executive officer, like, who then takes over the position? You might say a chief executive officer in another company then takes that position. So what happens to that guy's company? You see, it means that there's always an empty spot available for someone to take a job. And if you're right now in America or in United Kingdom or Australia, and you find someone, you have a cousin, a nephew, a niece, or a child somewhere who might benefit from this episode, you probably should send this to them so they can realize that there are more opportunities than they think are available right now. And you might say that, well, that doesn't mean I'm going to get the CEO position because I'm just starting out working. Well, you won't get the position, but the fact that there are positions available means that there are positions available. And this all, of course, ties into our last episode about the job ideas to work from home in 2022. We talked about that, and go listen to that episode. If you haven't checked out that episode yet, go do that right now. But implications of the massive exodus. I think people are scared. There is no certainty right now with the elections coming up next year and in Nigeria, and people are kind of scared. They don't know what to expect from the elections, how the country will be. The country doesn't look that great on the surface now, but we pray for the move of God to change things. So I think people are hedging their bets. They are trying to make sure that they are safe and secure, their families are safe and secure by getting other options available. And I don't blame them at all. Having an opportunity to study outside the country, having an opportunity to live outside the country, if you get the chance, take it. And the doors are open, so just keep your eyes open, keep your ears peeled to find something great. But that also means that there's a lot of room for growth right now within the country. And it also means that you are probably going to be seeing a lot of Nigerians, a lot of Ghanaians, a lot of South Africans, wherever you are right now. And I have some advice for you about this thing. Don't assume that everybody that comes to your country is a war-torn refugee who doesn't have any food to eat, who came by boat. Because what you're going to find is actually you're going to find quite a few first-class passengers who just decided to come over as skilled employees. Don't mistreat them. Don't take advantage of them. Don't feel that because it's your country, you have more rights to things than they do, and therefore you can treat them any way you want. Don't do that. Because these guys that you're going to be meeting are very helpful and very nice. I'm hoping that most of them are decent people and they're hard workers, which they probably are. So here's what I want you to do. Don't assume that you understand them. Don't assume that you know their stories. Don't assume that, hey, I know all about Africa because I listened to this kid, the average African kid, Toya Raciner, and I listened to his show. Do not assume that. Spend some time. If you can, and maybe you're at church, you can invite like a family and over to your house for like a Sunday afternoon lunch and listen to their stories. They have so many stories to tell that you have no idea how things happened. I have some friends who were in the middle of killings in the north where their families and friends got killed because they didn't deny their faith, and then they just narrowly escaped. I have friends who escaped all kinds of horrors in their countries, and I have friends also who just decided to move because they needed to find a greener pasture for their children and their children's children. Everybody's story is different, and everybody's life is different. So I want to appeal to you right now. The next foreigner you see, the next stranger you see that you do not know their story, don't assume that you understand them. Don't assume that you know all about them. It also applies to you in Nigeria and in Ghana, South Africa, Tanzania, Rwanda, wherever you are, Egypt, Cameroon, and the rest, Congo. Don't assume things about expatriates or those who come into your country. If you want to learn, talk to them and learn. Let's start some discussions because you have so much to learn. I have so much to learn from all those around us. Which brings me to this point. If you have anybody who might be a great fit for this show, like a guest, please send an email my way, theaverageafricankid@gmail.com, theaverageafricankid@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the show. Share this episode with somebody else who might find great value in it. And yeah, I hope to talk to you in another episode. This has been really fun. Hey, you just listened to another episode. And thanks for listening. Wow, you stayed till the end. That's an achievement. So don't forget to subscribe to this show wherever you get your podcast. Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Pandora, Spotify, Podbean, wherever it is. Bro, Pocket Cast. Subscribe to the show. And I thank you very much for all of that. So feel free to share this with a family member or friends or someone who might benefit from thinking about other people in other cultures from a better perspective. Once again, it's your host, Toya Racinara, reminding you to stay blessed, stay safe, and stay amazing. See you in the next one.